And we're live. Okay, everybody, we're back for another Funtico Restream AMA episode. This time we have the pleasure of hosting the guys from Torus Chain, aka FunNFT. We're going to be discussing some exciting details of our partnership today, along with a bunch of other cool stuff that we have upcoming with a joint tournament that we're doing. So before we get into all of that, I have King Steve here on behalf of FunNFT. Steve, how you doing? Can you hear me? All good? Hello, Steve. I lost Steve for a second. Do we have you back, buddy?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Awesome, cool. No worries. Steve, yeah, just before we get into the entire show, if you could give everybody just like a brief rundown of, just your experience in the space, what you've been doing, and what do you do currently at FunNFT?
All right, sure. So my name is actually Steve, but I prefer to go by the name King Steve. I know I've been using that name for years now in the Web3 space. All
Okay.
right. So actually, I've been doing a lot of things in the space, ranging from marketing, community management, community building, and growth. I've actually worked for projects like Near Protocol, Harmony One, and a lot of them, Human
Okay.
Protocol, etc. So right now I'm actually working for Torus Chain as a community manager. All right. And then I'm
Gotcha.
also part of the marketing team. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to sell Torus Chain and the best and Torus Chain to the rest of the world. We are building something very unique and we want to make sure that the world actually sees it. All right.
Awesome. So, okay, like now that you've, I guess, like started off mentioning the fact that you are the main CM at Torus Chain, I'm gonna share my screen for a second, just so our viewers can basically see what I'm seeing right now. Which is the landing page of Torus. Could you give us a little introduction of like what Torus Chain is and why like people should be excited about this?
All right, sure. So Torus chain is more like a layer one network. All right. I know most people actually know and what EVM compatible network are. So Torus chain is an EVM compatible network. All right. So the
Yeah.
main idea around Torus chain is more like trying to bring creators, trying to bring million of peoples into Web3. So we are trying to like bridge in Web2 users to Web3. And then a lot of projects actually don't have much people or people don't know much about different projects, all right? So Torus Chain, in our ecosystem, we have a lot of influencers. We have billions of people. We have many people actually who are mostly into Web2, and we are trying to make sure we onboard them to Web3. So that's what Torus Chain is all about. And then Torus Chain is being powered by a new media company, or you can also maybe part of Neoma Ventures. All right, so that's what we're actually doing, trying to onboard people, trying to empower creators, etc.
Got you. Okay, so from what I'm understanding, it's like a layer one focused on content creators, right? Or like KOs, if you want to call them like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool. And is there like any, I guess, like any KOs that you guys been working with that you would kind of like to stick out as like someone that you're really excited to be working with, and why?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of influencers. We have a lot of influencers, but most of them we haven't actually onboarded them yet. All right, but we
Okay.
have a lot of MENA influencers. So when everything kickstart and then we start bringing project on Taurus chain, we'll be seeing a lot of these influencers.
Got you. And then I guess looking at like all of the infrastructure that you're building, like obviously there's a lot of technical stuff that's being done here. But I was gonna ask you like where did then the idea for fun NFT come from, and like how was basically like in the product planning, like how did fun NFT came about as a major part of Taurus, I guess.
All right, Taurus, Fun NFT is actually a marketplace on Taurus chain, which is
Got
like
you.
the main marketplace in Taurus chain. So the idea actually comes from, just like I said, Taurus chain is all about in trying to empower creators, trying to bring them closer to their fans. So we try to like project that idea into Fun NFT. So let me just give you an overview, a very particular example. All right, let's say for instance, you have a best artist or maybe your favorite musician or something like that, because I know everybody actually have this. All right. So trying to be part of them. Let's say, for instance, they have a royalty NFT and then you purchase it. For instance, it means when someone streams their music or when someone do anything related to them, you actually get revenue for that. You actually earn something. So let's say you're a fan of Tupac and then you purchase Tupac royalty NFT. I'm using this
Okay,
as an
gotcha.
example, all right? You purchase Tupac NFT. So anytime someone streams Tupac's music, you actually instantly get a revenue. Okay, so it's more like I'm trying to earn as well from your favorite artists and stuff like that. And then aside from that, we also bring out a new unique feature into the marketplace ecosystem, which is more like renting an NFT. Something we don't see most often in the Web3 space. All right, people just buy NFT, people do a lot of things. People only mostly buy and sell NFTs. All right, so we are bringing the renting feature to Fun NFT, which means, let's say, for instance, you have a specific use cases for a particular NFT and you don't just want to buy it because you don't have a long-term vision for holding that NFT. All right, so you can rent the NFT. All right, maybe you want to use it for 1 month or you want to use it for 2 months. You can just rent the NFT and then you use it for 2 months. All right, instead of buying it or buying something you don't intend to use for long term. And then you, as actually the owner of the NFT, renting your NFT out is more like a way of earning a passive income. You don't want to sell your NFT, but you want to rent it out.
Gotcha.
All right. So it's not on your wallet like that. You just want to use it to make money. So instead of just keeping it like that, you rent it out for people to actually maybe get it and hold it for a particular period, and then they give you back. All right. So this is what Fun NFT is all about: trying to bring in the vision, trying to bring in creators closer to their fans, and also make fans to be able to take part in what their favorite artist is actually earning, or whatever their celebrity is actually doing. You're also getting something in return as well. All right, so you're not just supporting them, you're also earning as well for supporting them.
Got you. And let me ask you, I guess, like with seeing, like, right now, as we were sharing with the viewers and everybody, like seeing what the platform is and what it looks like. Being the CM, I guess, like at Torus, like, how do you currently perceive the NFT market in general? Do you think like it's ever going to be as big as it was back in 2021? Do you see like things moving on the marketplace in the right direction? Like, how do you guys feel about everything going on in the NFT space right now?
All right, I know that the Web3 space is all about trends.
For sure.
So I feel during the 2021, the NFT market was really booming. Part of that was because of the trend as of that time, which was more like the metaverse. All right, so anybody that was actually in the space back then would actually know about metaverse. All right, so people were buying NFTs as passes to to take part in events, to get access to a particular feature in a protocol and stuff like that. So that was like one of the key features driving people to buy more NFTs. And then for sure, the crypto market is all about ups and downs. And when the bear market came, everybody was like, selling things and selling things. But I've been seeing a lot of people actually go into the NFT this period, like during this bull market, Like I think Mega Eats did an NFT and it sold out. And I think in one day, or like, I think one of the NFT cost about 2,000 and people were still buying it, which means the trust in NFTs is actually coming back. So I feel in the next 2 months or 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, we are going to get a lot of volume in the NFT market.
Okay, cool.
So this is something we just have to keep pushing, because I know the trend is actually going to come back. And this time I don't know if it's more like, I see DPs and stuff like that actually trending, but I don't know how they are going to integrate NFTs into this. But I feel somehow we are going to do this.
Gotcha.
And then you look at people bringing real estate. You look at people bringing new features like real estate into blockchain and stuff like that. And all of that is being done through NFTs. All right, so people just have to adapt and then get used to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I mean, at the same time, I guess like we can both agree that like this cycle has been like very weird. You know what I mean, in terms of like what we were used to compared to the past cycle. So like we still didn't really have like any real alt season apart from like the moment that happened with Solana and kind of like the shitcoin trenching that happened there, and this kind of like, I guess, like shit, even like the last 14 months, right? We're like solely focused around meme coins. it's no surprise, that basically like the demand for NFTs like isn't at an all-time low. But that just means, as you said, like it can only go up from here, right? In terms of sentiment. So that
Yeah, I feel, we always have a particular cycle and a particular steps in every bull market, So I think the same thing that happened in 2021 bull market is the same thing that is going to happen here. It always starts by, meme coins trending. I think then it was Shiba Inu, Doge, and stuffs like that. And then we now start seeing the volume in altcoins, and then most of it starts going into NFTs. So I feel that's the same thing that is going to happen this bull market. We just have to hold on tight,
for sure, yeah.
and
It's
then things are going.
I guess like last couple of days, or like maybe last week, has been tough for holding. So shout out to everybody that's holding through the mess.
No, it's not. It's not really. It's not really that bad. We've been holding Bitcoin from when it was like 20,000.
Realistically, you're right. We have been
Imagine
in a bull market for like a longer time, right? But yeah, it's
yeah,
always
but
like.
people are not
Go ahead.
so people are not really seeing this because we expect Bitcoin to just be at 150,000, keep going up without retracing. I know all of these are part of the market. When everything goes up, it needs to retrace,
Exactly.
feel the imbalance.
Like nothing goes up forever, unfortunately, right? So yeah, in that sense, I guess, yeah, we both share the sentiment. But okay, so but you're saying, like with the potential of NFTs to come back, in the next like 3 to 6 months, as you said, you don't you personally don't expect this market to be over, right? So we still have some room for like I guess like bullish rallying going into the summer.
Yeah, I feel so.
Got you. Okay, cool. Now, with all of this out of the way, there's something cool I'd like to be discussing with you, which is, I guess, like from everything that we mentioned, the main thing being the partnership, right? That we've announced this week, along with some of the PR that went out even today. From our side, we had some like features in the Defiant and Benzinga and a couple of like other cool like crypto PR publishing companies. So with all of that in mind, how excited and why, like was Torus Chain kind of like inclined to do this partnership with us? And like, well, what did you guys see in Funtico when we first started talking?
When we actually look at Funtico, we are looking at an NFT. I'm trying to like use the best word to actually describe this. So Torus Chain is all about, one of the things about Torus Chain is we are trying to bring in a lot of gaming project on board, right? And then when we look at Funtico and what they are trying to do, bringing back the games we used to play, and one of the fun things on blockchain, I mean, it brings back the joy, stuff like that. And people are really interested in things like this. All right, so I feel the partnership with Funtico demonstrate the power of NFC-driven tournaments, allowing players to access exclusive events and claim rewards seamlessly. People love to play games and get rewards in return and stuff like that. And we feel Torus Chain should actually be part of this. Okay. So with Torus Chain and everything, like the ODP, the loyalty point system and everything, it's really going to be a boom.
Got you. Now mentioning, I guess, like as you said, like this need of wanting to partner up with crypto gaming companies and all of that stuff. Like, let's talk about this for a second. So, we already talked about kind of like where we're at with NFTs in the current market. What about other, I guess, like very big trends that we had in the last cycle? So like NFTs obviously were the biggest one, but I think the second biggest one at the time, with Meta happening and all of those kind of like different things playing out, crypto gaming, had like also like a big moment in 2021, and it seems as if in today's market, everyone's like still hyper obsessed on gambling on meme coins, and like basically like no one's really paying attention to DPIN, no one's paying attention to DeFi, no one's paying attention to gaming. Everyone's like hyper focused on meme coin gambling, right? So with that in mind, how do you perceive, I guess like also the gaming environment in crypto in 2025 as compared, to back in the day? Like, do you see things getting better? Do you see them like going in the right direction? How do you feel about like gaming right now in general?
Well, I feel, what I feel is we are still in the same cycle, just like I said before. Everybody in the trenches. I'm in the trenches. I trade memes a lot too, so I'm not.
Got you. Yeah,
so, so regardless of whatever I feel, people actually game for the pleasure of it. People game to like,
for sure.
they have to have fun at the end of the day, and then people trade memes to make money. All right, so these two things are different things entirely. You get. So let's say, for instance, right now the market does not really favor altcoins that much because most of the liquidity are actually being pumped into gambles and stuff like that, and that's why you see Solana actually skyrocket over the past few months, right? But I feel at some points, because if you look at block network with their gaming ecosystem and stuff like that, with the sweet box selling out and stuff like that, so I feel people actually still have passion in gaming. All right. So people still have passion in gaming, but the only thing is that we have to chase. People in the trenches want to make money first. It's just the bull market and it's starting. People want to make sure that they secure the bag first before looking at what they actually want, or things that bring them happiness and joy and stuff like that. And that's what gaming is all about: bringing happiness, joy, doing what you'd like to do in real life in the blockchain world. All right. But right now, I think people are more focused on trying to get the bag, trying to position themselves in the bull market, trying to get a lot of money. And that's why people actually trade memes right now, trying to make sure they have a lot of funds, a lot of capital, a lot of liquidity to invest in stuff. And then when they have this, most of them are going to fall back into gaming projects, into altcoins and stuff like that for long term.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I kind of agree on that sentiment in terms of, like as you said, kind of like the whole crypto space is like very trend driven, right? It's like whatever
Yeah,
is the current trend is what everybody's gonna hop on, right? But as we
exactly.
know, like things are always cyclical, and like different things will come back at different times, and then like it's gonna be a focus for everybody else involved. Cool. Now, I guess with all of these things out of the way, did you have a chance to like play any of the Funtico releases until today? I know we're starting like the main episode 5 tournament with you guys tomorrow, and there's going to be a bunch of TICO as well as USDT prizes for snagging for everybody listening. And I'm assuming you're gonna like take a crack at it too. But have you played any of the releases? Do you like any of the stuff that we're doing? Did you have a chance to mess around with anything?
Yeah, I actually tried the solitaire, but I don't actually know how to play it in real life.
Okay.
So, it's going to be hard to play on the blockchain as well.
Fair,
And
yeah.
then I think the bingo, I also checked the bingo out. And then I think the tournaments didn't start then. So I think this something like that. Am I correct? So we're
Yeah,
supposed to
you're
start the
right.
tournament very soon.
You're right. Yeah. Well, in that case, I mean, like if you're having trouble with solitaire, I had the same problem too. Like I didn't know how to play the game, so I did a bunch of like YouTube tutorials to basically just get
No,
the
actually,
basics down.
I play a lot of action games like Call of Duty, GTA, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask you like what type of like releases would you like to see, like in the crypto space, like going forward, like what kind of like games would you like to see on chain? So I'm assuming like first person shooters, like stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I love shooting games. I would
Got
love to
you.
see things like that. It actually makes me feel, I don't actually know how to handle a gun in real life, but when it comes to gaming, I shoot a lot. I kill people a lot, so I have fun. No government is coming after me, so I just shoot to kill
Got you.
legally.
Yeah, I mean, with that in mind, we also like have a upcoming like a AAA shooter game that I'm gonna show you like right here, super fast, which is
Yeah, I saw it.
yeah.
I saw it.
So
I
I
saw
guess
it.
like
It's
this
super
is something that
man.
would be like around your area of expertise, right? Just destruction for
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly. I saw it. Actually, saw it. Yeah, this is actually very good. Shooting like this brings you joy.
For sure, for sure. I just hope you're not doing it outside of the video game space. All right, cool. Now, with all of that out of the way as well, let me just ask you another follow up question for like Taurus, right? So, well, what would you say is the biggest challenge that like the team is facing right now, considering like it is a L1 and like it's basically like its own blockchain, and there's like a lot of I guess like at this point on the market, there's like a lot of like competitors, like not only like in the L1 space, but like in the L2 space that are like doing like a really good job, as you said, like being EVM compatible, having different types of optimizations for like different types of things that the market might need, whether it's speed, security, or trust. So yeah, well, what do you think the guys at Torus are kind of like having the as the biggest challenge right now getting this to market?
Well, I don't actually know, but in terms of marketing, I feel we are trying to sell the idea to people. And one thing about Web3 is, one thing I've noticed in Web3 is, people tend to actually get stuck in what they are very comfortable with, what they know already. All right, and it has to do a lot of marketing, a lot of things to actually break into this Web3 market. Trying to tell people, hey, we are actually different. This is what we are doing, and that's one of the biggest challenge in actually building a layer one, because you have to convince a lot of people,
The bridge,
try
right?
to sell your product, try to show how different you are from the rest of the layer ones. We have a lot of layer ones projects. We have a lot of layer twos. So I feel one of the biggest challenges actually always trying to sell your project to the Web3. And it's always difficult to actually do this. So I feel, but we are going to scale through all of this. I know.
Got you. But yeah, as you said, like there is always this constant need of, like I guess like educating the market, and like doing this, a lot of this educational marketing that basically like explains to people primarily like why they should bridge from one chain to another, right? Because as we know, like most market participants are like very also, I don't know why at this point, to be honest, because like everything has become like so cross-chain optimized, like it's really easy to like bridge from one chain to another nowadays, as it like compared as it was to like back in the day. But even with that in mind, like people always get kind of like stuck on, oh, like I'm only bullish on Solana, or like, oh, I'm only bullish on ETH, I'm only bullish on these different things. So as you said, it's always like a job in itself to educate people and like make them like consider alternatives. And like I guess like in the case of Torus Chain, like it's basically going to be like driving people to bridge to like your L1 instead of something else, right?
Now, you actually know Torus Chain is actually gas free at the moment, which is something very unique.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay gas fees on Torus Chain and stuff like that. You just have to send the transaction and boom, it goes through.
Okay, so then how is I mean, how is that sustainable for you guys? Like what's basically like taking on the cost of the execution of all of the transactions?
Well, technically, I'm actually part of the marketing team,
Okay.
so I actually know how they do
You don't know the
I
real
know how.
answer. I got you. Okay, cool. But I'm assuming, yeah, like the devs know their stuff, and like it's possible with, I guess, like yeah, different types of optimizations to make these things possible.
Yeah, I know.
That makes sense. All right, cool. One more thing I would like to ask you, I guess, like going into the partnership and anything. So as you've seen, but 75,000 worth of TICO tokens for our upcoming tournament that starts tomorrow. And we are going to be adding some like extra perks based on NFT participation. So with all of that getting ready to crack off tomorrow, like how excited do you think is your community to also like to start participating like in these tournaments that we're doing? Because I don't think there's a lot of people in the space right now doing these very like high ticket tournaments as we've been doing. Like I think like the last one before episode 4, we had $100,000 worth of NFTs that we gave away. I think like one guy won a pudgy penguin at some point. How exciting do you think like these types of opportunities are going to be for your community as well?
Well, I think my community is already bullish on this.
Okay.
So before I left, I see people asking me, how can they participate? How can they do this? How can they do this? Which means actually people are very much interested in this. And one thing about Web3 is all about people come to Web3 to make money. That's one thing for sure. So the main idea people are in Web3 is actually to make money. So when you tell them there's an opportunity somewhere, and then it has to do with gaming, having fun and earning as well. So you can imagine how bullish people are actually going to be in real time.
Gotcha.
So my community is really bullish on this, and we are going to smash it all time.
Awesome. So yeah, as you guys are seeing on the screen, this is the upcoming tournament that we have with Torus Chain and with FunNFT. Starts in 23 hours and 35 minutes. So if you haven't created an account on Funtico, I urge you to register, claim your starter bag, and get ready for the tournament, because as we said, there's a total of 75,000 TICO up for grabs, as well as a total of 1,500 USDT. So a bunch of cool stuff will start happening tomorrow. And as mentioned previously, we are doing these big monthly tournaments as well. And the weekly tournaments on different kinds of games. So there's always something happening on the platform that basically like lets you earn and have fun at the same time, right? So I hope everybody from the Torus Chain community is also going to be enjoying the tournaments that we're going to do, and that everyone's going to have fun actually playing the games. So if you're like Steve, and if you don't know how to play solitaire, then I urge you to learn today so you can get ready for the tournament tomorrow and actually have a chance at winning some chunk of change out of that.
All right, after this, then I have to head up to YouTube and then start looking at some videos, do some practice.
For sure. So yeah, I think we're almost done. So I think like we have like 4 more minutes left on the clock before I'm going to be ending the show. Let me see super quickly if we have any questions coming from random community members. So I have a question here from Adrian Levion saying, what strategies are we using to ensure fair play and prevent bots in the upcoming mystery tournament? So that is an excellent question, and I'm going to take a diplomatic stance, just as Steve did when I asked him about the gasless fee transactions on their L1 chain. I'm technically not a dev, so I can't tell you exactly how it works, but I know that we have multiple levels of security that basically like prevents us from that basically prevents users from taking advantage of the platform and manipulating any sort of outcomes. And we also have basically like a filtering system for cheaters before, I guess, the distribution of all of the prizes, which basically ensures that the grand prizes end up in the right hands. Like the people that actually like had the best times and did everything by the books, right? Now I have another question here from Alan Venezuela asking, can you share some insights on how the 1,500 USDT and 75,000 TICO rewards pools will be distributed during the tournament? Alan, that is an excellent question. And to answer this, basically, you have to get familiar with the standardized process that we basically do behind all of the tournaments, which is the tournaments on the platform usually last for a week. After that week is up, we basically cross-reference all of the final results. We basically aggregate the leaderboard. Based on the leaderboard, we hand out the actual prizes. And we do this by reaching out to the top participants or the top winners via DMs, or like direct messaging with the winners, making sure we get all of their information in terms of like which asset that they would like to win, as well as like which chain they would like to receive it on, depending on what type of wallet they're using. Once we have all of that information, we basically like forward that to our accounting team, and our accounting team makes sure that all of the distributions are done and followed up. And then I'm going to have one more extra question here. And I think I'm going to dish this off to you, Steve. So maybe like you can shed a little bit of insight on this as well. It's from our user, Glenn, who's asking us, how does Torus Chain's massive 1.8 billion reach play a role in promoting the tournaments and attracting new players? So basically, what can you guys do to help us, get as much out of this upcoming tournament that starts tomorrow? And how can you help spread the word?
All right, so what Torus Chain is going to do is we are going to get heads up with people around, trying to post it on our channels, on our Instagram, YouTube, and then Twitter, and a lot of other platforms. then try to make sure that we onboard as much as our community into the game as well. Because I think we are super bullish, Web2. I think Solitaire is a game which means Web2 users are very comfortable with, which is actually something very good because I feel people play it off-chain. They are used to the game, which means there's not going to be any difference between off-chain and on-chain. It's still the same game. So it's just a common line. So I feel we are really bullish on this, and then I think we are going to do something about it. So you expect to play against a lot of people, just so you know.
Got you. All right, cool. Steve, I think we're gonna clock out the show right here. We're pretty much set, in terms of the length. So like we're 30 minutes tops right now. Again, thank you so much for joining the show. For everybody listening, kind of reminders for everybody to do go check out Torus Chain as well as the FunNFT marketplace. Create an account there, start browsing for some cool NFTs. Expect Funtico assets to start appearing on them as well. And as previously mentioned, like get ready for the big tournaments that are going to start tomorrow. And with all of that out of the way, Steve, do you have like any closing remarks that you would like to mention?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Do you have any closing remarks that you would like to mention for everybody listening before I let you go?
Well, I feel I just want to say something. If you're here, you just have to show up on Torus Chain. We have a lot of things coming up very soon, a lot of campaigns to earn from, a lot of things going on in the community. The TQF airdrop is actually coming, so you have to position yourself to earn more rewards. We're actually going to launch, I think, Q2 or Q3 2025. Okay. So you better come into the Discord and then get something for yourself and take part of the new age. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure talking to you, Steve. Have a nice day and get ready for the tournament tomorrow, guys.
I'm going to play against you, man. Hope you're ready.
Yeah. Bye.